What's poppin'? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hey, we're going to let some more people come in here because I figured instead of doing the long video I talked about in the initial retirement video, we would just kind of stream this, maybe wing it for like 40, 45 minutes. So if you haven't seen it already, over on Give Heart Records, I announced my like retirement. There's details there, but we're gonna talk here about it. We're gonna talk here about it. So, just a short version of what we went over in the initial announcement video. If you're watching this and you already watched the video, you could probably skip ahead. I sold my catalog. I sold NateWantsToBattle, in a way. To where basically I am no longer bound by algorithms, analytics, worrying about things affecting the backlog, because I don't know how it's gonna affect my life, affect my future. Oh, I should turn alerts off because it's a little loud. But thank you, Tristan West, for the 5. Appreciate it. So I'll get to super chats at the end, but thank you all for your support. Thank you. Having fun is key. Oh, wow. I can't mute that, can I? I'm gonna see if I can, like, you know what we can do? Can I duplicate this just for this one? Remove that. Okay. So, we did a face reveal for the video, and we said we sold NateWantsToBattle. So, like I said, I am no longer worried about, I literally can't mute that? Okay, that's funny. Oh, boy. Okay, well. Didn't realize this would go this way. Anyway. I'm waiting to see if another thing happens. Let's see. Let's see. Wow. Okay. That's, so I'm going to get that. I'm just muting the output. No music for you. So, a big thing with my job, my catalog, music, things like that. A big thing you worry about is like the ripple effect of how streams affect the rest of your catalog. So, for example, you know, let's say for example, like a new Has-Been Hotel song. No, sorry, a new Has-Been Hotel season drops. There is now the pressure for me to be like, I got to put out some Has-Been Hotel content because A, that'll do well, and B, it'll positively affect the other songs I already have. And then there's stuff like, how can I boost previous songs? What can I do to keep all of this growing, all of this going? It's kind of this never-ending cycle that just sort of feeds itself. And frankly, I still don't really get it. I still don't really know how to do it. I've gotten lucky. To this day, I still think that a lot of it was just kind of right place, right time, dumb luck. So with selling the NateWantsToBattle catalog, that's not really an issue. Because what that means is the company that I worked with that bought out most of my catalog more or less says, hey, we are gonna buy, we're gonna buy out this list of songs, so that like it's like, what will it take for you to let us have, whatever revenue it makes. This is a kind of a simplified version, uh, but we landed on a deal that I felt like, okay, this is something that like I'll be set, I'll be good. Uh, met the deal went well. It just got finalized, and the idea is they see it as something that they can bring more value to because they likely have resources and connections that I don't. So that's what I'm assuming, because that's kind of the point, is like, hey, we can, pay you what it's worth, and then we can increase the value so that we get more money, but you still get money. And to me, I don't see that as a loss, because it's like, it's value that I myself could not bring. So if something happens where it's like, oh, a big spike happens, or like a big promotion happens, it's like, oh, that's, revenue that I'll miss out on. It's not, because most likely that wouldn't have happened if I still owned the revenue rights. So that's kind of the simplified version of how a deal works. And it works different with a lot of people, but musicians selling their catalogs is a pretty common thing, and it doesn't always result in retirement. There's people who just sell their catalog because it's like, oh, okay, this is just a sale I can do. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So with that, again, like I said, I no longer need to worry. I no longer feel like I live under the pressure of ever-changing, I know I say algorithm so much, everyone says algorithm so much, but basically platforms that, even though it gave me a job, platforms that, gave me this life and career I have, but have changed so much that it's just not the same space it is anymore. And I know, I watched back the video. The two things I noticed is, like, one, I'm like, damn, I seem so much happier, which is totally true. The other thing is, a lot of it might come off as like, oh, boo-hoo, woe is me, my really, really high-paying job doesn't pay as high as it used to. That's not, like, kind of it. It's more just like, again, like, what if things change to where I can't save it and it crashes and burns? Then what? There's just so many factors that make you fear. It's weird, because fear is such a huge motivator when you become a full-time content creator. Because when you're an aspiring creator, whatever, and you're working to that job, it's completely different to when, once you land it, it's like, now you got to keep doing it. You worked hard to make this a thing, and you can't lose it. You got to keep up your momentum. You got to follow trends. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do whatever it takes. And again, I will never ever deny that I would take continuing doing this job over getting any other job that I'm probably qualified for. That stands true. It doesn't change the fact that, among a lot of other aspects, because, it's not just algorithms, it's not just platforms, it's people in the space, it's drama, it's like a lot of the overwork loads, the loss of passion. That's a huge one, because it's kind of like, what's the point? There's so many other factors to where it's just like, this like space, this like this one's like more personal, but like I don't really, aside from like like maybe 2 or 3 people that I worked with, I don't talk to anyone anymore. No one really talks to each other, at least not to me. Like the YouTube, because everyone's busy, and also I don't know how many people even talk about this. Everyone's concerned. It's scary to associate with people in the creative space anymore, because who knows? There's a lot of betrayal of trust. There's a lot of pain. There's just so much to where it's like I know these things exist in like so many communities and spaces, but it's the fact that these kinds of things exist in a space where literally like millions of eyes are watching. And it's just it's so goddamn terrifying. It's a terrifying space, you know? All that being said, that doesn't really do a lot of positive for the mental health. So all that is to say, like for years, I have just I haven't been excited to be here. And I feel like that's so important, you know? Like landing your dream job and then having it turn into what you have to do is a huge bummer. Like, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. And it's so privileged. I am not going to ever deny how privileged I am and how privileged this sounds. But yeah, it still makes me feel the way I feel. So yada, yada, yada. All that being said, that is more or less the emotional and mental reasons for the sale and quote unquote retirement. As far as specifics of the deal, I know a lot of people are curious about that, how it works. So like I said, revenue is bought out, meaning that I think the number I said was like 95%, which I feel like is pretty accurate. Someone just said, so you don't own the rights to the music anymore. Music business gets really, really annoying with the logistics, because to own a song, there's multiple ways you can own it. But it comes down to, you can own the publishing and you can own the masters. I'm not going to go into specifics of what publishing is, because quite frankly, I don't even fully understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But I do own the publishing. The masters, which is basically like the sound itself, because I think publishing is things like the composition, lyrics, or whatever, or maybe it's, I don't know. I own them both in those aspects still. What was bought out was rights to revenue, specifically digital revenue. So we announced, hold on. We announced like a couple weeks ago that we're going to be taking most of our instrumentals and wave files off of the Give Heart shop. And that is because that would be online revenue that we don't have rights to. So that's why we took it down. So more or less, if a song makes money online, then the buyers are legal, or the buyers get that. They get that. But with that, there's a lot of, I know I said this, there's a lot of caveats and asterisks and a bunch of sub points that are not very interesting for a 12-minute video, but we can talk about it more in detail here, because I know a lot of people ask specifically like what still supports you now, things like that. And I do want to talk about that stuff. But first and foremost, it all stays up. As far as I know, for the future, it all stays up. It's all still on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. It's all there. And it's not going anywhere. That would make even less sense, because then it's like the buyers wouldn't even get the revenue that they bought. Physical releases, which I love. For this deal specifically, physical releases, we still have rights to. That is still on us. So if you are someone who's like, I want to support you, I want to support your music, how can I do that? Physical releases are still ours. So CDs, so that's another thing. We're still gonna work on the vinyl drops that we've been talking about. Those have been a while just because I've been really busy. I haven't been able to get to them, but we set the goal to have a physical release for every album we've done, including vinyl, for every original album we've done, and we still 100% intend to do that. Nothing changes that. So also, it's kind of funny is I'm lurking on the Give Heart Discord, and I can see in real time people are posting live updates as I'm talking, which is kind of cool. So physical releases, merch, stuff like that, that's still ours. I know it not only puts it in a simplified term, but actually kind of misleads when I say I sold Nate Wants to Battle. It's I sold Nate Wants to Battle asterisk with a long sentence at the end. Because in addition to that, I didn't sell everything digitally, you know? Well, you don't know. That's a sentence filler. For kind of boring, uninteresting reasons, there's a good chunk of stuff that the buyers did not buy. And before I say any of this, regardless of the songs you listen to, what music you want to know about, I don't want you to change your listening habits based on what's going to support me. Because I mean, I sold, you know, your boy got the bag. Like I'm pretty good. And the other thing is, and I'm pretty sure I can talk about these details, because if anything, it behooves the everybody else. So I sold my share of, I think it's somewhere around like 300 songs, 200 something. I sold my share too, because that's another thing with music is that I don't even make 100%. I don't keep 100% of the revenue. That's never been the case because I work with, guest vocalists, producers. Specifically, Sean is my producer for more than 99%. And that's not sold. It's just mine. So even though for a lot of basically the most popular stuff, what was I saying? If you stream that, it still supports Sean, the producer, who frankly is arguably just as big of a reason all of this is happening as I am. So I don't want people to change their listening habits based on like, oh, I don't want to listen to this if it doesn't directly support it. Because it does. It did. Without that support, this wouldn't have even happened. Yeah. So I just sold most of my share of Nate Wants to Battle's online catalog. And the reason they didn't like buy everything is, there's stuff under Give Heart Records that was another thing. It's like, we're only interested in Nate Wants to Battle. So Give Heart Records, Give Heart Beats, other things like that. That's not part of it. There are a few songs of mine that are still that were excluded for boring reasons. Like a lot of back end stuff, like distributors. It's like, oh, we're on it's on a different distributor, and it was just like it would be a lot of extra steps to add a few more songs that wouldn't affect the deal enough for everybody to put in that much effort, if that makes sense. It's just like it's not even worth it to try and incorporate like all of this. But it is most of it. It is most of it. I'm trying to think. It only also goes up to a certain point. Everything from, and again, I can't stress this enough. I don't want to artificially inflate numbers just because I'm, disclosing what's what. But more or less everything from To Let Go, the latest album on, and anything I make in the future is still going to be mine. Because they didn't buy the rights to Nate Wants to Battle. This isn't like an completely, artist buyout, right? Or whatever. Yeah. So, I still, like on your end, public's end, not much has changed. Not much has changed. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, someone said, well, where'd it go? So does this mean it'll be commercialized like how MCR stuff is at Hot Topic? So that is one thing, is like they might have connections to what's called sync licensing, which is basically putting your stuff in like games, movies, media, whatever, things like that. They can do stuff to get more attention to the music. And maybe we'll do that. Maybe they will. Who knows? Like, for all I know, because they'll still have to run it by me, but for all I know, they can be like, hey, we're letting you know, or like, hey, we want to put this track in, a movie. I'll be like, all right, cool. And I think it's something, it would probably be like, I wouldn't really like financially benefit from it, but it would be cool. And it's like, that wouldn't have happened on my own, So yeah, that's kind of the gist of the deal, is that the short version is the music's going to remain up. You can listen to it as you have been. Nothing changes on your end. The only stuff that's different is stuff on the back end, which is stuff that I'm happy with. My producer's happy with. The buyer's happy with. None of that changes. As far as, Spotify, it's all going to be there. It's all going to be there. Like, literally. And honestly, I haven't been making a ton of music lately as it is. Are we going to get vinyls or tour? Yeah, we said this earlier, but I know some people are just joining in. Vinyls are still going to happen. We still get physical, and we still have plans to make more vinyls, more CDs. If anything, we have even more incentive to make it now, because that's going to be a much bigger part of it. As far as tours go, touring is not affected at all by this. That's still on me and the team. And right now I'm just not not really thinking about touring. And through this whole thing, because I've been talking with like family and friends about it, and a lot of people say the same thing, is they're like, you're not like quitting music though, are you? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Never, ever, ever, ever. I can't, like, I've been a musician longer than I've been Korean Sky Seal Stone. Sorry, I saw shiny cardboard and got distracted. I've been a musician longer than I've been a YouTuber, longer than I've been a content creator. All of that stuff. That doesn't change. Someone says, so all that's happening is you're backing off from making music, at least full time. I'm backing off for making music to appease anyone or anything but myself. I will only make music if I feel inspired or compelled to write. Because when you make independent music a full-time job, you alter your creative flow and process a lot in order to make it a full-time job, support whatever lifestyle it is you're supporting, and not not having to be like, all right, well, gotta get a job elsewhere. Can you disclose the name of the company? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to. But yeah, because in all likelihood, I will make more music in the future. I will make like more albums. I've yet to come to the point where I haven't wanted I've wanted to stop music long enough to where it's like, oh, this is forever. Like, I think I'm actually done making music. Dude, like, even just like getting the final details of the deal finalized, I felt inspired to like make some stuff. But I don't know when that will be, and I don't know if I would put it under the name Nate Wants to Battle. There's a chance that, there's a chance I don't. I'm curious if this changes so we can use your background music on for stream. That is something that I'm still figuring out. Because I want to say, you know what? I'm not entirely 100% sure about that. Because I want to say, because Content ID is on the publishing end, which I own, but I would need to find out details about that. So we'll get back once I figure that out. I froze. Doesn't look like I froze. I had another aspect. Oh, timing. Why now? A lot of people are asking why now. Let me tell you why now. These discussions started about a year ago, and it was with like different companies, because initially the way these things work is it's rare you get reached out to by the actual buyer and you get in touch with a broker, which is basically someone who's like, hey, we work with companies that buy catalogs. We think this has the potential for a good sale. And and that was something where it's like, I have been interested in doing something like this. I didn't think I'd ever get the opportunity to do it because of how niche my catalog is. Because normally you think these things are reserved for like, oh, the Taylor Swifts, and like I think One Republic sold their catalog for however much, like a few years back. Justin Bieber's sold his catalog. It's just something artists do, and I'm like, I don't know if this is something that a smaller artist, not just a smaller artist, but a very niche artist, gets the opportunity to do. So I was like, yeah, this is something that I've always said I would do, but never gave it more thought because I didn't think that would ever be on the table for me. So we talked about it, and I'm just like, okay, going over a lot of numbers, going over with how things are going. This is a deal I'd be good with. And then there were lots of meetings with a bunch of different companies. And there were a bunch of deals that just like didn't happen. I came really, really close. To a couple deals where I'm like, I guess this is good enough or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. But I stuck to my guns, and I'm just like, no, it's gotta be this. I really believe that the value I see is there in my catalog. So then another company gets back to me, or gets back to the broker, and they're like, we can do this much. And it wasn't initially the value that I had said, but they were like, well, we wouldn't be taking everything. You know, that's where like this 95% comes in. So I was like, oh, well, if it's based on, I was just like, well, I would want this, this, and this. So if it's based on this amount of songs, if it's based on this list, that'd be good. That'd be good with me. Because initially I gave a value that was just like, I will literally be out of income. I would be out. It would literally be like, all right, here's money, figure it out from here. You are never getting a dime from your work ever again. But then they were like, no, it's not going to be for all of it. So I was just like, oh, okay. So the value's there. It's just for a smaller. So it lined up, it matched up, and we did it. We pulled the trigger. You know, it's finalized. So that's kind of the gist of how, like, you know, a deal like that happens. So I forgot where I was going with this. So do you still own the royalty? I specifically do not own the streaming royalties. That is basically what sold was the rights to the royalties. So again, for people just joining, don't change your listening habits. Listen to whatever you want. It still benefits, you know, me emotionally and mentally. It benefits the producer who worked arguably harder than I did on all these songs. What's not sold then? Some stuff, but like, you know. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of that. So, how long have we been live? We've been live for 30 minutes. Okay, I want to answer a few more questions about the deal, and then I'll go into what's next. Does this affect our ability to cover older Nate Wants to Battle songs? I don't. So the thing is, like, regardless of ownership, you're allowed to cover songs. What you do with the covers depends from artist to artist. Most of the time, if you upload a cover to YouTube, it'll automatically flag it and share revenue or send revenue back to the copyright owner. I can't say specifically now what all the older songs are going to do. I guess we'll see, but I want to say on y'all's end, that doesn't really change. Let's see. Are you worried about a corporation using your music for purposes you're not chill with? I'm pretty confident that they're not going to, but I mean, I don't know. It kind of depends on, like, I mean, who knows what the future has. I want to say I do get some say in it, but I guess we'll find out. But I don't project that happening because of the niches that I'm in, the messages behind the songs. It doesn't seem likely that would be a scenario. But who knows? Who knows? What name might you release new music under? I will definitely post if/when I do. Yeah. Do you get to say which songs still belong to you? It would. I'm not gonna give all the specifics. I will say, like, there's some stuff from the pre-existing that still does. Honestly, I can't even remember a lot of them because when you've done this many songs, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything mentally. Everything's written down. But then everything from the most recent original album to Let Go forward is still mine. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, are you still able to make and release your own music? Yeah, this doesn't affect future releases at all. Are you still benefiting from super chats and memberships? Yes, thank you. You don't have to do that, um, but that is direct support, towards me. As far as Give Heart Records goes, we're already working on new stuff. We're bringing back a lot of the anime covers that we were doing for a little while. So, like we just wrapped putting together Mugen from Demon Slayer. We're working on Level from Solo Leveling. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff that we're already working on. That's another thing is like I'm still going to be working on like, Give Heart Records and things like that. But it's like I'm just gonna, you know, do some stuff behind the scenes. And we post it just because it's fun to post. Are you gonna be okay? I mean, I think so, but you know, I don't know the future. Uh I'm trying to think of. Yo, the DeHusta's here. It's your boy. Why did I not realize you had another channel right when I'm talking about retirement? Let's go. So you're not leaving. It's so interesting because like I'm I said like I'm retiring from YouTube and at the same time I'm posting even more than ever. It's just I'm posting different stuff and I'm not posting it for views. I'm not posting it to try and appease an algorithm. I'm I'm just posting it because I want to. So you're looking to turn this into a hobby more than a job. Interesting question. I guess in a way it's like going back to turning it into a hobby. Or more just like, I don't know. You think about like people who are like I've been throwing the term veteran around. I like to think that I'm like kind of a veteran YouTuber, like in the FNAF space and, you know, in the nerd music space and things like that. I am like the most. He clickbaited you with the retirement title. I mean, depends on your definition. Yeah, I've just been doing this for so long, and even though, things never blew up to insert, huge, huge, huge numbers, people who have like multiple millions of subs, we always had stability. Whether we had huge sub spikes or not, like up until recent years, it's always been it's always been pretty stable, which I feel like a lot of people don't have. Can they come back and buy more music from you? I Yeah, but obviously they can't do it without my like they could totally do that if we had more discussions. But yeah, any plans for more original albums? 100%. Yeah. I just don't know when. Again, I said this in the shorter video, but like future music, I'm more or less on hiatus as a musician, as an artist, as someone who posts music, you know? Um I might not post music for a few years. Who knows? I'm trying to think what else. I want to say that's about it on the job end. Let's see. So as far as the timing end, because I want to talk about the timing, because I want to talk about the industry. Um, the timing, dude, more and more every day, the timing makes me feel like it's time. It's time for me to cash out, man. I don't like I don't like the direction the industry and I and the especially with internet is heading. Um AI music is getting ridiculous. It's getting insane. Um And it's not just that it exists. I don't know if people saw, there's a clip, and I tried to do due diligence and do research to make sure it wasn't like an April Fool's joke. As far as I could see, it was real, but T-Pain, as well as a bunch of other artists, like worked with YouTube Music to basically make official AI voice stuff where you input the prompt for a song, you choose an artist who has like agreed to this stuff, and it just makes a song. And it's scary, man. Cuz it wasn't that bad for how fast it all progresses. It's terrifying. And it's one of those things, like, in my opinion, we are no longer, as far as AI and art goes, we are no longer in a skepticism. We're no longer in a prediction phase. We are in a phase where it is here, it is prominent, it is progressing insanely fast, and big companies, once these big billion-dollar companies start going in on it and implement official ways to do it, it's here. Like, all of the platforms now have AI TOS. Like, it's here. It is very powerful, and it is going to take up so much space online. And it's one of those things. It was kind of like I think it's like what Web3 was like predicted to do, but kind of didn't. But like what the internet did, where it's like, there's debate over like whether or not you are like on board and you're going to double down and you're going to be a huge part of it and you're going to invest in it. You're going to try and develop it, and you're going to min-max on your usage of it, or you're going to be like, I'm not doing it. And it's not even, I mean, it does somewhat reflect opinion. For me, the timing of this deal, while all this stuff is happening, I said, you know what? I don't want to double down on this, but I do feel like this is a huge industry disruptor, and I want out. I want out, I want to cash out because I don't know the future of this stuff, but it's, we are just past, in my opinion, from how it looks, with with things being on like a J curve, we are past the initial increase, and we have entered the exponential increase zone. And to me, I'm just like, okay. So basically what this deal does is, like, I no longer want to worry about how these changes are going to affect my life. And that's what this does, in theory. But yeah, it really felt like it was the time to dip. Everything just led to it. Also, like, I don't know. There's just so much stuff that also, passions change, focuses change. I'm becoming an old man at heart. I want to do other stuff. And like I said in the video, it's funny because in the video, the whole reel analogy I came up with, like, in that moment, and I'm like, oh my God, that's totally it. I have just been on the end of like a fishing line, and all of my other passions, things I'm excited about, creative endeavors, even like social life, all of that was at the end of this line. And I would occasionally get cast out. If I have a fun idea, I'm like, I want to work on, I said this in the video, which I don't think I've ever even talked about before, but like, like something that's been happening behind the scenes on and off for the past probably 5 years is I've been working on a game. And it's something where like I will dive really hard into this idea. It'll be like nonstop for like 2-3 days. And then I have to get reeled back in being Nate Wants to Battle, the YouTube musician, because I got to worry about when my next upload is, what the next thing is, what's going to do well for the company, for me, for my family, things like that. And, once you get reeled back in, it's hard to get, oh, this is another good analogy. Even if I want to throw myself back out there, it's hard to land in the exact same spot that I was, So now, with this disconnect from needing to do that stuff, it's like I can get cast out there and I can cut the line. I can fully dive into this project, these different ideas. There isn't anything like reeling me back in. Dude, that made me emotional. That hit me here. And people watching this, by the way, there's 1,000 people watching this, so maybe we can get all 1,000 of you to keep watching. I'm really, really back into Pokemon cards, specifically like, wheeling, dealing, working with them all day, listening. And I know it's just like, oh, selling cards on eBay or whatever. But I mean, there's the idea to like make a card shop, to make a brick and mortar place, like a place you can actually go. We have this idea. My wife Anna and I, we've literally been like, what's happening here? We've literally been like designing and thinking of ideas for a physical location, talking to different companies to be like, oh, it's like, we want to get like this, blah, blah, blah. We have this idea. We want to make it a really cool space. That's not just like, oh, just buy cards and leave. It's like, we want a cool space to like hang out in and stuff like that. And now we have much more potential and bandwidth to do that. Yeah, it's just this really, really cool dream that we can see. Like there's this vision. We're both so excited about it. And everyone we talk to is excited about it. All of our friends are just like, dude, you have to make this place. Like, I just want to go there. I'm like, I know. I want to go there. So yeah. A lot of people are asking about streams. Yeah, I've been streaming more. That's another thing, is just like I've been more present on YouTube since feeling like I don't need to be on YouTube. And that goes to show that like the excitement's there. The want to do it is there. It wants to battle, doesn't need to anymore. But yeah, so everybody watching this, like, sub to this channel because I'm streaming on here. I'm probably going to stream this week, and like here we're going to be streaming like chatting and video game stuff at CNG Cards. That was just dropped in the description. I wonder if I can I pin that? Sub to CNG Cards. Pin message. I just pinned it. From one of our fantastic mods. We're mods, we're streamers, we're gamers. Go subscribe to that. We do card stuff over there. If you like card stuff, go check that out. If you like, the gaming stuff, do that. Like, probably gonna do, Pokemon game streams. There's so much. It's like, I was, the way I talked to my therapist about this, because we've been talking a lot about this, is like when you're a musician, like even if you don't think it's gonna happen, there is the chance it could. So you build up this catalog, and it's like I don't know, it's like your child. It's this thing you raise from nothing, and it's something you walk alongside this path. And one day it's like, hey, one day there's a good chance that our paths are going to split. And in the meantime, I'm going to get you ready for that.
and you get comfortable, you get into the swing of things for so long that even though you know logically in the back of your mind that that split has a good chance of still coming up, it's still like, you know, you still aren't really ready for it. And then you reach that split and you kind of just go, "Oh yeah, this kind of this always had a chance to happen." But it's still just like weird. And it happened. I have, you know, I've sent it off. I've sent my child off my library. I have sent it off on its own path. I'm happy about it. It's scary. It's scary as hell. Bro, let me tell you, to be like, yes, you're getting bought out, but your monthly income is now going to be almost it's going to decrease a lot. It's scary. So, I can't, if I make another FNAF album within the next like few months, um that will be a good indicator that I like gambled it all away. Which I'm not going to do. But yeah. I think that's it. Justin, I don't do that. Take second jobs. Pulling good cards. I think that's everything there is. I want to catch up on super chats now, and that's kind of when everyone's going to dip out. But before everybody dips out, and I'm going to keep talking, but before everyone dips out, because that's kind of everything I have to talk about as far as the deal, as far as retiring, as far as YouTube goes. Thank you all. For real. This is an incredible thing that I didn't know was even possible for somebody like me. I thought that, I thought needing to post music every so often for the rest of my life was something that I would over time just like come to terms with and be okay with. And it's tough to kind of think about the fact that like, hey, you got this job, but there's kind of no end game. The idea is you ride this job as long as you can, which I guess is true for any job. But I mean, it's like it could last for another month, it could be a couple more years, it could be forever. You just got to make the most of it while it's still here. And I did. And I got to say when I no longer need it. And that is something that's so incredible, that's so amazing, that I feel like so many people in the space don't even get to say. I know so many people who faded into obscurity, who fucked up and could never get their audience back, who just stopped outright. And not even because like, all right, I did it. I completed it. I finished it. It's more just like I just stopped and started doing something else, So the fact that I feel like my internet career has closure, has a definitive, I don't even know. It just feels so good, man. It just feels so good to be like, I got to say that it is complete. My body of work is complete and everything else now moving forward for music, for content creation is simply because I just want to. It could pop off. It could be a second coming of a YouTube career. It could colossally flop. CNG Cards as a YouTube channel could flop. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. As long as I enjoy doing it, then it has succeeded.
That is the best feeling in the world as a content creator. So thank you. Insane. Anyway, done being sentimental. Thank you. You can leave now. I'm going to look through viewer activity. Just kidding. It's not loading. One moment. One moment. Viewer activity. Here we go. Oh my God, there's so much stuff to catch up on. Okay. Okay, Tristan West, hope you're feeling well. Thank you for the 5 spot. Having fun with the 10. I think I saw it, but so what I gather that by selling catalog, you're not getting royalties with a large check that equals multiple years of royalties. 100%. That's how those deals work. You got it. Geodes in 9 months. Stages of grief. Tristan with the 4 months. So yeah, everyone go subscribe to the CNG and make sure you subscribe to here because I'm probably going to stream sometime this week. I want to do a Pokemon stream because that'll be fun. I want to hear details about your game since you have lots of potential as a storyteller. Thank you. I can't talk about that just yet, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. There's technically like 3 game ideas, but one of them is actually in like the demo stage. I'm like, this is actually really fun. I really like it. And that's another thing with this is like the game could flop, but whatever. It's like, if I can make it exist, that's the biggest goal with all of the projects in art now is just like, I just want to make it exist. That's it. If I can get it to exist, then Poggerino. Jess with the 8 months. Terezi with the 20 spot. Good Lord. Whatever the decision, I'll be listening to old and new music, and I can't wait to hear from you with whatever you do. Thank you so much. Again, listen to whatever you want. Listen to the old stuff. Listen to the new stuff. Don't change your listening patterns. Do not let what an artist does on the back end with their art affect how much you enjoy it. Let the art be the art. Yeah. This is a weird stream to hit 8 months in from Nate Kashiri. Thanks for an amazing run. I think I'll ever forget what you made and all the memories. Thank you. Athena, congratulations on selling your catalog. It's amazing to hear you so happy and free of toxic uncertainty. Dude, yeah. I showed Anna the cut of the retirement video last night because I had it done last night. And she's like, you seem so happy and it's so different from your last like quitting video. I'm like, yep. It's amazing. Wishing you nothing but the best. Will gladly come out to the Northwest for CNG Brick and Mortar. Let's go. Spencer Cruz, you rock. Thank you for the 10 spot. Appreciate it. Iram, thanks for joining. Wavy Doc. Been watching since 2016. You're an integral part of my for music. It's a pretty big step. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. That means a lot. Tracy with the 2 spots. Your songs helped me with my depression since 12. Thank you. I'm glad what I made can be of any help in any way. Jinx with the 5 spot was wondering if that revenue was owned by someone else. Oh yeah, we kind of covered that. Doesn't mean for the bit of music that went to charity. My stuff with charity streaming music remains intact. I'm not sure what the status is, if they're going to keep that or not for what they bought. So it's also like, it's annoying because for years we had a percentage of streams and stuff like that of Spotify, of Apple Music go to charity, but I've never been able to get actual numbers. So I tried my best to try and get them, but short of doing a lot of insane math for like guesstimates, I've been wanting to know like how much we've done. But unfortunately, it's kind of like, I'm not really sure. Is Sandcastle Kingdom still yours? That kind of falls under the answer of like what is like mine. Like iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. Yeah, if we do CDs and if we do vinyls, then yes. And from someone whose music has literally saved my life. This is weird. That was from Nason Villanueva.
I skipped one. Nazgul 4. What if I buy one of your songs now? Do you get the money or the company? So yeah. Basically, more or less, you can just assume that like I don't make. It still supports me, but just not financially. Shark Robot though, merch, that's still ours. If you want some merch, I think there's CDs in the YouTube shelf. And again, the stuff still benefits everybody else who worked on it. Because once again, like I don't want people to stop listening just because it's like, oh, it doesn't. Because my producer put in way more work than I did for Nate Wants to Battle. Producer still killing it. So do that. And you know, I want to make the buyer. I don't want to be like, oh, they bought my music, so I don't care what happens. You know, like I do care. I don't want them to be like, hey, this sucks. Screw you. It's like, no, I want it to do well for them. It's the whole point. Let's see here. What did I miss? Red, nice face reveal. Thanks for the 9 months. Yeah, I know. Do you think you'll dive? Colton says, do you think you'll dive more into VO? I'm currently writing a book. I have a dream of hiring you audiobook VO. Maybe. I don't know what the future holds. But who knows? Give me a goddamn heart attack. Cheers for getting the bag. Thank you, Chelsea, for the 9 months. 20 spot from Nate. Saw the name of the stream. Damn near had a heart attack. Man, I'm giving damn near heart attacks. I mean, I don't want people to think that it's like, oh, the retirement was bait. It's like, I kind of am until I just like, you know, I am. If someone, I don't know, someone retires from their job, they can still do it for not money. But yeah, so retirement is different from quitting. I'll just say. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Glad you still plan on making things regardless of what name you use for it. Thank you. LC Digital with the 5 spot just got here. That fixes everything, right? Totally. And again, hey, everyone watching, stick around on this channel. I'm going to post on here. I'm going to stream on here for the foreseeable future because who knows? I could, in a week, be like, I don't want to stream for a long time. But as of right now, these barriers that have been removed because of this deal has me more excited to, you know, be present here. Samantha with the 10 spot. Thank you. Molecore. Your music saved my life. I'm forever thankful. That is insanely kind to say. I still don't really know how to respond to that stuff because it's pressure. It's a lot of pressure, but I'm glad. That's why I say I'm glad what I made or what I did help. Not me. Crystal with the 13 months, just dropping in before passing out. Been around since 2015. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Fan with the 5 spot. So we still upload to Spotify under Nate Wants to Battle. So I can if I want to. They don't own the name. So and new stuff, new Nate Wants to Battle, like that'll still be mine. As of now, there isn't any kind of deal in place that has me preemptively selling songs. Yeah. Zarif, it's funny how you mentioned that. The anime covers is how I found you just recently. Thank you. Well, we're going to be doing more of those. It's just not going to be me singing. Liquid Geos, he's going to be fine because he has sponsors. Sevens in chat. Thank you, Geos. Pinky Power, here's to happier tomorrow. Cheers. Athena, by the way, you get money for the fire thumbnail. Hell yeah, thank you. Rosalie with the 2 spot. No longer live in a society. Shaking my SMH my head. That will never not be funny. Shaking my SMH. A $5 from co-sponsor Jess, who is in super chat jail. Okay, thank you. Good looking out. What the CNG stand for, if anything, it's kind of whatever we want, but it's like cool and good, cards and games, cantrip and great. That's another thing, is with the brick and mortar shop, we'll have like a physical location for Cantrip. Kind of pog. Kind of popping off about it. Wait like half a decade between Pine to let go. Still think your originals are your best work. Thank you. I'll wait that long again for more. Thank you. Maybe it will be that long. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Geodes with the 50 spot. I'm just catching up on that. Jesus. Congratulations on the big decisions. Excited to continue on this journey with you. Whatever happens next, you still got people with you. Die or die. The die or die people. Seeing you happy and fulfilled is what we truly want to see. I appreciate that. It is fulfilling to be like, hey, finish this catalog. That's sold. It's like, I did it. Sang to completion. Okay. Kane, 3rd level for 6 months. Thank you for everything you've created over the years. I'm glad to finally see you live. Sorry I missed the meet and greet. Yeah, I mean, dude, if I'm being honest, tour in the future is like likely. I just don't know when and I don't know what. But getting back out there. You can only lock yourself in a card cave for so long before you're like, huh, sunlight. Sunlight sounds kind of sick. Grace with the 10 spot. Thank you. Thank you too so much for everything you've done. Your music has been a part of my life. It has been a huge inspiration to me. Thank you. Can't wait to see you. Thank you. That is very, very kind. It's going to be cool. I think what's to come is cool. Whether that be opening a card shop, whether it be making a game, whether it's making a D&D module, whether it's fucking disappearing completely. I think it's going to be cool. No matter what. Or not. I don't know. After being a fan for like 10 years, I can confidently say you deserve all the success and happiness. That is so nice, and thank you for supporting for so long. Oh my God. Kay's confused with the 5 spot. Same. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it. Apollo 4 with the 9 months. No message. Let's go. MX Horrorwood. Whatever comes next, be there, the longtime fan. Thank you. Love the music. Can't wait to see what's over the horizon. I think it'll be rad. I cannot keep up. I am too slow. I'm too slow. Thanks for everything. I'll miss you and good luck. And I mean, I am still around, but I get it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Honestly, if the music, live stream, Spotify, rap would be so off. Yeah. I'm glad it's still up there. A cool thing about the deal is we actually got to finagle a couple things to where there was going to be a period to where like the catalog was going to get a little messed up. A lot of stuff was going to be like doubled up, and it was going to be a little messy for probably like a week or so. And we got to do it to where like that shouldn't be affected. So yeah. What else? A lot of people, finagle is a weird word. It is. It's a thing though. Hydro with the 10 spot. Good Lord. Thank you. That is extremely generous. I found you from the old Nate and Dookie channel. Oh, hell yeah. Throwback. I'm really happy that you feel like you're free from the stresses of YouTube and able to do what you want. Yeah, because even though algorithm-wise things are stressful, it doesn't change the fact that there are people on YouTube, and it's a good place to just share stuff. That won't change. I think wanting to quit in this definite fashion is an amazing approach. This is low-key inspiring me to break away from where I'm stuck to. C. Jones, I mean, do what's best for you, you know? Do what's right. As long as it doesn't hurt other people. Rin. Music has been a huge inspiration to my writing. Love your lyrics. Brought so many stories to... I can't thank you enough. Hold On to You has a special place in my heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Nicholas. Hey, Nate. I'm in my mid-20s now, so I've been listening to music for almost half my life. That is so crazy that I've been making music for a majority of people's lives. My back hurts just reading that. Thanks for the memories, and I'm excited for what's next. Thank you. Evie with the 10 spot. Thank you so much for all the memories and for being my life. I don't know how accurate that is, but I appreciate it. Because too bad I won't see you come to Brazil. Come to Brazil. There it is. Ah, there we go. Rosen with the 5 spot. Thank you. Been watching and listening to you since the Unova rant. Dude, that's like beginning times. Thank you. NJ Smith with the 5 spot. Music question. Thoughts on fretless bass? I mean, I barely play fretful bass, so it's even more impressive. Jensen Wright with the 5 spot. In a semi-roundabout way, you got me into playing the lute and falling in love. That's awesome. Man, I want to learn cooler instruments. That's another goal I have with this time. Is I have an Erhu? It's that like traditional Chinese violin that I started to learn and it started sounding really good. And I'm just like, all right, well, got to get back to the job. Take time to just like get better at music. I've gotten really bad at music, which is surprising, but you know. Adrian with the 10 spot. Thank you, Nate, for everything you've done. I've been listening. I feel like we should be playing like sentimental music or something like that. Just like graduation. Cannot stress how much your original music has impacted me to continue. I appreciate that. I'm glad it helps. Jada with the 50. What the hell? From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything. Quite a few songs put to words how I was feeling since I was 16. Now 25, going on 26. 10 years. Wow. Because of your Pi Tour, made friends for life. That is so cool and good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Haven with the 2 spot. Let's go. Geodes. Another sponsor post. All completion, no pre. Thanks for making that joke appear. Hell yeah, dude. Jess with the 30. Another main sponsor of the channel. Thanks so much for everything. Sappy message. Big emotions. Pretty swell. Thank you. Thank you. Power Ninja. Any plans on VA more con appearances? VA is not really something you can decide to do. It's kind of up to other people. More con appearances. Yeah, it's something I've thought about. Like, did a couple cons in Portland. Those were fun. Just like chilling, hanging. Very vibey, very chill. Viper with the 10 spot. Listening to you since I was 11. God, my goodness. Inspired me, looking forward to the future. Have day indeed. Rain with the 10 spot. Watching since the Pokemon parody. Simple and clean cover. Old school. Thank you. Game Guy with the 10 spot. Will we see Green Tape Mike come back? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Another thing we're doing is we've been streaming on Whatnot, which if you don't know what... Yo, Rigo with the 10 gifted. Thank you. If you don't know what Whatnot is a streaming platform where you can also like sell stuff and auction stuff. It's where we've been doing Pokemon TCG, box breaks, selling cards on there. So you can go on there, you can buy cards and, you know, I'll send them to you. It's fun. And we're going to use that platform to auction off a lot of Nate Wants to Battle memorabilia for A, for charity, and B, to fund the potential brick and mortar shop. I think that'd be rad. And the stuff we're auctioning off, one of which includes the Green Tape mic. The not just like, oh, I took a mic and I just, you know, put green tape around, same thing. No, the actual one. We're going to auction that off. A bunch of test presses for Nate Wants to Battle vinyl records. A 1-of-1 art proof for the critical hits. Whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be rad. Let's see here. Let's see. So, yeah. Syndiceel, starting my new job today. Cheers to both of us. Good luck. Willow Pearl with the 10 spot. Happy for you. Your music's been the soundtrack of my life these past 7 years. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. This is getting, things just got out of hand. Willow Pearl, happy for you with the 10 spot. Happy for you. Your music's been the main soundtrack. I read that one already. Haley with the 2 spot. Changed my life. Thanks for everything. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Ace Bullet with the 5 spot. Thanks for building my music taste. I hope that's a good thing. Hope I changed it for the better. They being the reason I'm a boy. Oh, that's so nice. Have a nice algorithm-free future. Oh, the dream. Haven, let me know if you turn Cincinnati. I will specifically. If we come to Cincinnati, I'll totally forget. But I will post tour dates if we do. Will Shaw with the 5 spot. Been Been cool and good for 12 years. Let's go. We've seen how these retirements and returns have gone the past. Yeah, probably true. Gato paint. When mangled too. Okay. Okay. Calm down now. Calm down. Wolfsbane with the 10 spot. Just want to thank you for all the years of incredible music. Thank you. Got me through some pretty difficult times. I'm glad the stuff we've made here has been help. Gifted Rigo with the gifted. Geodes with the 5 spot again. You better be prepared to outbid me for that microphone, chat, because I'm ready. I'm kind of scared, if I'm being honest. Coffee the Hermit with the 5 spot. Been listening since 2015 with your pop punk covers. Can't wait to be blindsided by hearing your voice and stuff. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was gonna say so. I'm not gonna say, well, time will tell. Bumble Bianca with the 10 spot. Good luck with whatever the future holds. Been here since Polka Monday. Would love to see the Cyndakill. Oh my god. Do I have Cyndakill? Cyndakill? Oh, I have the plush, but in the move, the accessories got all messed up, so now it's just a Cyndakill plush. Cyndaquil, sorry. Anthony with the 10 spot. It's been a nice ride since I started listening in elementary school. Insane. That's insane. Will there be any sort of farewell song? I hadn't thought about that, but maybe. Maybe. Iram with the, I don't know what currency that is, but with the 30, thank you for being with me through music for nine years. That's almost a decade. Chef, started listening after the Training Hard parody. Sad to see it somewhat come to a close, but glad you're going in the direction you're choosing to. Thank you. Thank you. Why are you retiring? I just joined. You can watch this VOD back, or you can watch the video on Give Heart. I'm stopping it there. No more. Done. Done. Stop. Stop. Everyone stop. It's over. It's over. Okay? No more super chats. No more chats. It's over. It's done. Ed boy! Been following since 2014. I'm 24 now. More I listen, been working on some covers for the past year. Brand is one of them. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. That's it. Okay? That's it. Done. So thank you all. Thanks everyone. This is insane. Rolf jump scare. Thank you all for the support. I mean, this, the freaking super Axel. Any chance you'll be able to do another song with Matt Pat? That'd be amazing. I'd be down. Loved your music for so long. And most of your signed CDs. Have day. Have day indeed. Okay. It's over. Thank you so much. The super chats alone on this are going to make a difference for all the stuff we have planned. So thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Drop your have days. If you're a member, make sure you're subscribed. Smash that like button. Be sure to another one. Good Lord. Stop. Be sure to, tip workers who are making less than minimum wage, because that shit's messed up. All right. Stopping now. Have a day. See you soon. Appreciate all of you. Goodbye. End, please.